Hi and welcome to Mama's Kitchen. And today, if you have a family, a big family, and you want something quick and easy to cook, why don't you try traditional bolognese? So we'll get started. Now, first things first, onion. Right, and here we have over here our ingredients. Our ingredients is steak mince, pasta sauce, chopped tomatoes, and as my husband, he doesn't like pasta, he likes Mexican style rice. 2 minutes in the microwave, spot on. And then finish off with your meal, some nice garlic baguette. First things first, you have your large pan we get a garlic infused olive oil. Well, it beats having to chop the garlic and put it in the pan. Why don't you make life easier and get one that's infused with garlic? Right, so let's get started. So, at Mama's house, make sure you've got a nice clean worktop. As you can see, this has been worn out a little bit with all the cooking that I've done here. But we're going to chop the onion now. Traditionally, you should have a nice chopping board to chop the onion on. But in this house, it's quick and easy at Mama's house. So, get the netting off the onion in the bin, there we go. Nice big sharp knife, slice through button. Right. So as you see, I chop my onions just like this. Get the nasty bits off the sides. Oh, that's a bit of a shitty onion, so we'll get rid of that onion. Got a bit of windy pop there. So we'll get a nice fresh onion that my husband has just bought today from our local shop, Aldi. Get a nice big juicy onion back in the fridge. And then we'll chop this onion, chop that crap off there. This bit of crap there, put that in the bin, and then slice it down the middle, get all the shite off the onion. Bit of a little onion, that isn't it? Right, and then just chop it. Watch your fingers. Usually me, I drop onion everywhere. And it's fine, the chopped onion. Get rid of the rest of the shite off the onion. Chop that one. Onion, and then get your nice big pan and plonk your onion in the pan. Don't waste any onion. And now we're going to fry that off slightly. So your onions not fried, but you know, a bit clear. So it's got a bit soft, so you don't have hard onion in your bolognese. So now let me wash my hands. Onion hands. I don't want onion hands here now. Wash my hands. Always wash hands when you're cooking. Don't want no germs. Now we're going to turn the pans on So put his water on so it gets to a slight boil. So we'll add a bit of salt to the water. Not too much salt, it's bad for you. That's it. And then we'll just fry these off a little bit. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, they've changed the mince, you see. They come in these suction packs, and it's a bit like corned beef. But once you get it in the pan and break it all up and that, it's just like normal mince. It doesn't look that bad actually, once it's cooked. It looks a bit shite in the pack. but once it's in the pan cooking, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? So, if you ever see them like this, don't think, oh, I can't use that. But if you're a bit elderly and you've got funny hands, it's hard to get out. You've got to really squeeze it out of the pack. But it's not that bad. Where's the big spoon? You can see this is my cutlery drawer. You just plonk all the big things in the drawer. Now, this is my favourite spoon for any pasta dishes. You don't want anything closed because all juices, you know, you're going to lose them. So you've got to keep them in the pan. So, get that frying off nicely. On a lot, not too high a heat, low heat. Right? And then in my bolognese, I add carrot. Right? Because carrot traditionally is nice in bolognese. So get a nice big carrot. Like that. If you don't know what a carrot is, it's long and orange. Yep, carrot. So, now you could use a peeler, but sod it, I'll just use my knife. Be careful not to cut yourself. Oh, I know what we forgot. Cheese. We forgot cheese. Oh. Well, we have got some cheese. So peel your carrot. Now, if there's anything you'd like me to make, then just put it in the notes what you'd like to know how to make. So if you just subscribe and save and like my post, you know, you don't have to, but you can. Right. So then what we do with this little grater, easy grater. No messing about with a big grater, it's just a simple, easy one. And then grate some carrot into your bolognese. Big firm grip and grate. Now, you might not need all this carrot, just enough to think of it like a spice, a bit of extra spice to your bolognese. There we are. Let's have a look. I think we need, yeah, a bit more. We'll have some more in that. then rinse that. We'll need this later for the cheese. The cheese that we didn't buy. Just pretend we're going to have some Parmesan cheese, but we didn't buy any. Alright. Now, as you can see here, I made this earlier. Just like Greggs pan of chocolate. Quite simple recipe, comes in a bag. You put it on your tray on a bit of parchment paper, and it's just like Greggs pan of chocolate. Yep. All that fighting about when it comes in a bag, and you just put it on your tray. Simple. You're not having to piss about when you normally like you would do when you're baking, but don't worry, we'll get to baking at some point. But today, can't be asked. So we're just going to have Greggs pan of chocolate. Let's get rid of all this muck. Got to keep a clean work surface. Keep hands washed. No cooking in. Can't cook and be all mucky, can you? Now, if you're interested, we've got another channel called Daddy's Garden. And Daddy's Garden helps you understand how to do basic gardening. For them that don't have much understanding about gardening. Do you not like how do you cut your grass? How do you look after your plants? You know, basic stuff like that. Okay. So as you can see, back to the bolognese. So we fry that all off. Look at that. Orange and white. Juicy. Now, I'm going to show you how to get into these corned beef bags and how to squeeze it out the bag. Get your knife, slice, and squeeze. Voila. Don't leave any behind. And you sort of give it a good chop up. Chop it up. Chop, chop, chop. Like that, just let it cook a bit. If it gets sort of browny colour. Once it starts to go like a brown colour, then hopefully it's easier to chop up, and then eventually it turns into your normal mince. Right? Brown like shit. That's the colour you're looking for. Brown shit. But once you put your tomato on, you don't see no brown colour. It's red. Now with a big family, you need a good amount of mince because they're all greedy. They need big portions. There's no portion control in our house. It's big sizes and big sizes only. Now normally you'd have bolognese with pasta, but in our house we have bolognese with chips because they don't want pasta, they want chips. Now, but if it's good enough bolognese, chips are alright, but you can't have chips all the time. You need a bit of pasta, don't you? I don't think bolognese is bolognese without pasta. So there's your little mince going in. So in this one we have 500 grams. And then the large size one, let me just check. We have 750 grams. So 750, 500, that's 1250 grams. Now, if there's 6 of you eating bolognese, because the fat bastards that need big portions, we need 1250 grams of mince just to feed 6 people. What do you think about that? Is that greedy? Or is that the right amount? Would you say? So you let me know in the comments if that's greedy. So don't forget, that's the mince. Corned beef mince. That turns into mince. From Aldi. Cheap and cheerful. So it cost me £8 for 1250 grams of mince. Bobbing bastard. So we'll give that a good mix. Keep chopping till eventually it doesn't look like corned beef. Right, that's it. Now I'll be back in a while. So I'm gonna go have a cig. Alright, fine.